All right, welcome to Late Night here at the EV Vita channel. So today's video is to show how to properly install any LED strip that you could tap into the headlights. So what I already done is I taped my LED strip right here on the edge of the hood, and it comes with double-sided tape. So I taped it on the edge. As you can see, it runs all the way along the lip, right? And you could theoretically also consider having it down here. I just liked it at the hood. And so if you step back a little further, you'll kind of see where I ran it. So it's just follow my hand. This is where it is. And with that information, I do have some exposed wires, meaning that I'm gonna do a much better job wiring it on this side. Much later on, probably gonna go ahead and attach some clips and run it down, maybe down the hinge. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it as is. I do need to extend the wiring a little bit. It does come a little short. And then I wanna show you how I did the tap. So once I ran the wire, I tapped into my headlights. So to really get access to the headlights, what I did was get one of these flathead screwdrivers, right? You slide it in here, really gentle, just lift it. You hear it click. Once you hear it clicks, you can just grab this out. Now, what you don't see in here is there is this sleeve that's on there. So to remove this sleeve, you pinch in like this. You pinch in and then you pull. So by pinching and pulling, you get to disconnect this, and then the sleeves are held together by these little clips right here. So basically all you do is, let me just show you. All you do is really just go ahead and pull these clips, and then they'll slide open. There's one more in here in the interior one. And once you do that, they'll all come off. And then you can slide it off. And then what I did was I tapped into the low beam. So this is a type 2 connector for the limited trims. I think the SCL trim has it as well. So I'm going to zoom in a little closer. So on the back, there are a series of wires on a type 2 connector. As you can see, this is what a type 2 connector looks like. What you're going to do is you're going to tap into the low beams. That's what I want to do. The low beams is pin 1, which is this dark blue. And then you need to tap to the ground, which is this. There's actually 2 black wires on the top 4 pins. I tapped into the far right, the pin number 4. And I use something called posi taps. So let me show you what a posi tap looks like. This is what a posi tap looks like. So what you do is you take the top part here, and then you press down and you screw in to the wire that's on the car. And then on the top part, you open this one up and you slide the cable through here, and you turn it, and then that'll tighten the 2. And that's what I ended up doing. As you can see, I have 2 taps. The black goes to the black, pin 4. The red goes to pin 1, which is tapping the blue. So once I have this all back, I could, and I'm going to do it right now just to show you, we connect the sleeves. So connecting the sleeves just really kind of involves. And what I did was I actually, just before I show the video, I removed some of the sleeves down lower so I can tap and it won't impact my connector. I'm gonna kind of reconnect my connector appearance. How I do that is I grab really just the lower part, make sure it's not too high up. One of the things about these is that because there's connectors there. Might be in the way. So I'm gonna try to finesse as much as I can. And you know what? My connector might be in the way. And if so, I might just have to come back later and do a better job of installing my pin. I think right now it's just too high up and it won't allow me to put my sleeves back on. And so I'm gonna go ahead and take my gray off, and I'm gonna take my other gray off. I'm gonna peel back some of this wire. So that I can go ahead and put my, I'm trying to put my sleeve back on so and be able to tap. So the sleeves goes back on, like get the bottom part first in. That is really just exactly what it does, is that it grabs the bottom and then you just slide the back top in here. I can tell right now that my sleeve was still too high because I can barely see it. If I can see it, that means if I can barely see it, that means I don't have enough slack to accommodate any sort of tapping of any wires down here. So I'm gonna continue to kind of pull the sleeve back further. I think I pulled about a good inch down by now. So yeah, I pulled a good inch down. By now, I think there's more than enough room. There should be to account for my ability to tap with my posi tap. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the, yeah, much better. So I'm gonna go grab my power, which is, so you're gonna go blue to the red from the, and that usually it's just 2 wires. So the red is usually the power coming from the LED strip. So I got the blue, and then I need the pin 4 is a black wire. That's my always ground. So I'll tap into that one as well. Grab my other gray tap. Make sure it's the pin 4 that I'm looking at. Probably easier doing it during the daytime, but I don't really have time during the day to do this video, so I'm basically trying to get my pin 4 in. Okay, so I got my ground on my ground. I'm gonna put my sleeves back on. Something I couldn't do earlier, but I can do now, I hope. I feel like it's still potentially too high up. Yeah. I feel like it's just sitting slightly higher than it needs to be. So I'm I have to adjust that just a little bit. Hopefully, you can get it lower. The key is just to get it just low enough. For both cables to work. So I think I have it pretty low right now. The only thing I don't want to do is drop my posi tap. So I have it pretty low for both cables to be able to ideally coexist. And then we'll see. I had problems putting the sleeve back on last time. This is just wasn't low enough. And this could represent the same issue, but sometimes you just put just enough space. Ideally. Hope. Looks like I'm still running into a problem with spatial configuration. Look pretty good. I think I'm gonna be able to push this in. I can do a better job. I always can do a better job. But for now, I think I'm just gonna opt to see if I can close this up. I feel like I actually got it. Alright, looks like I was able to close a few. Here you go. As you can see, all nice and covered back. Put this back plug in here. Show you everything is nicely concealed inside. And then just go ahead and see the end result. Just make sure I move my scissors out the way. Make sure I can close the hood. Wires tucked in for now. I'm gonna work on rewiring that later. My hood closed. I'm gonna turn on the lights. Put the lights off. See if I can step back. Right, moment of truth. So it should have turned on with the low beams. And that's how you install the LED lights with the low beams. So I'm gonna walk you around it so you can see it. You can see that it's turned on. It's really nice and clean. Make sure I get this light, take a picture of this.